Hey guys, welcome back into Legacy. So tonight we're going to continue on with our Dark Matter campaign, and we have finished up Exit 23, and we're adding the new player tonight with Atomic. Yay, finally. Uh, and let's just jump on into the story here. So you guys have finished up with your adventure there at Exit 23. You've gotten back to Denver with Riley. It has been several weeks. Uh, you guys did return the globe to Hoffman, including all the shards you picked up there, Mar, because you picked up all that glass, and
Yep.
they're now studying that to see what exactly how it worked, see how it worked.
Looking for any traces of the magic that made it do weird
Yes.
things.
Yes. Um, so you're going to be looking at that, and you can, if no downtime, if you want to help them do that, you can do that in your downtime. Uh, However, during that downtime, you guys are introduced to a new member of your team, and I will let Atomic introduce his character. He can describe what he looks like and all that fun stuff. He wants to do that.
All right. Hi, guys. My name is Arthur Grace. I into computers, found an unusual database, started digging around in there, found some very strange stuff. And I guess I left too many tracks because now I have a warrant. And fortunately, the Hoffman Institute people decided that I was better used to them than rotting in a prison cell. So here I am.
Works for me. So Arthur is going to be joining. Oh, I've forgotten character names. Jesus Christ, been a long couple of weeks. We, God damn it, we have Finn, right? Atomic. At most, you're Finn, right?
Yep.
And then Mar, what was your character's name again? I've totally forgotten.
I also forgot.
SOD 695.
No, that's the fleshed out game. I was actually going to change that, but then I realized that I didn't remember what my character's name was, and I was going to go look it up, and I don't remember where I left it.
I have notes, actually. I believe your name was. Let me look. Open my notes.
One notes.
It was. It's. I remember you went by a last name.
Remember that. And I don't.
No, wait. That's the Deadlands game. Hold on a second. Where's the Alternity notes? Well, it's going to take me too long to find it. Is it like Holden or Holderness?
Like yeah.
Is it written on your character sheet?
Yeah, he's trying to find his character sheet. Doesn't remember where he put it.
Oh dear.
Oh no. See, part of the thing is that I have several character sheets, but I saved several sheets that were the other players, and I forgot which one of them was mine.
Oh God. Well, you.
Okay. Mine is Felton.
Felton. That's what it was. Thank you.
Felton.
Felton. Thank you.
Yeah.
Can't believe I forgot that. This has been a long, weird 2 weeks.
I forgot it, and I'm the one who made up this character.
Okay. Fair enough. I'm the GM. I'm supposed to remember everything. Didn't you know that? Anyways, so we have Felton, Arthur, and Eddie Finn. And after about 2 or 3 weeks after you guys get back from the exit and you get back with the snow globe, Riley approaches you and tells you that the Hoffman Institute has a job for you on your own for the first time. That there is a small college in Oklahoma, and it is known as Mapleton College. I'm going to move you to the map. And Mapleton College has had several weird events over the last 6 months or so. And I apologize, I'm burping. I'm not meaning to. The college seems to have a weird glitch in their computer system that nobody can explain, that the dean of the college, which I'm going to bring you to that real fast, you know they are, and I remember the names too because I had to use a name generator. Jay Martinez has put out on several forums that he can't seem to find out what's going on, and that several of his students have begun acting very strangely.
Hmm.
And that he's a little concerned because these are college kids, but they're not acting like college kids.
Well, one thing I find concerning after looking at the layout of the college is that the soccer field somehow has a larger turf area than the football field does.
Yeah, that is kind of. No, those are tennis courts. Oh no, there's football field. You're right, it does. Holy crap! I didn't see the football field on the up there.
To be honest, the layout that they put in for the football field, I've seen a lot of them that are like that. It's just that the soccer field, the size that they put that at, is just kind of, huh?
How can you tell I use ChatGPT to form this? AI has its uses, and one of them is screwing things up.
Yep.
The baseball field is bigger than the football field. What are you talking about?
Well, see, but most of the stuff on the baseball field though is the outfield, and this one seems to have a very large outfield compared to most, but it's in an area where it's literally just trees and grass. So
it's fair. Fair enough. Okay. So you guys are being dispatched to Mapleton College to discover what is going on in this computer science program, and that your goal will be to discover it, if possible, analyze it, and even better, if possible, bring it back.
Oh yeah, there was one other thing about the baseball field that I noticed, and that is the fact that there is literally no bleachers or dugout or anything like that.
Yeah. Go ahead and make fun of ChatGPT. I'm innocent here.
So what are the rumors of like the weird stuff going on, or is it just like a computer matter?
It is a computer matter. If you ask Jonas that, he'll tell you that the forum posts tend to deal with some type of database, but because he's not a computer guy, he can't make heads or tails of it.
Wait, you talking about Jay Martinez?
No. Jonas, the guy that you came back from the exit with.
Oh, Jonas.
Yeah,
Okay, Jonas is back.
Jonas is your Hoffman contact, so.
And he's not going to be coming with us this time, right?
No, this is your first solo flight.
And it's a standard. There's a weird forum. We don't know anything about it.
There's not a forum.
There's a reason why.
Jay Martinez has been posting on forums asking for help about this weird programming error he keeps running across.
A programming error.
It's a database programming error.
Why are they asking the Institute to help out with this? Is there a reason why?
They're not. He's asking for help on the internet. The Hoffman Institute is just interfering.
Well,
see, this seems like the sort of situation where these people are, shall we say, looking for people who need their assistance.
Yes. If you read the chapter on the Hoffman Institute, they don't always get permission to do what they're doing.
Well, okay, they ask to be allowed to do it. They don't necessarily wait for people to contact them.
Yeah.
I guess a couple of these professors need to lose their jobs.
I mean, that could be the end result of our actions.
Let's be honest. That's probably most of academia anymore. So.
Oh yeah.
But anyways, so like I said, you guys are going to Oklahoma. I'm not going to give the city a name because you're going to be located on the campus. There's no point in trying to make up a small town in Oklahoma. Which is ironic because my mom's from a small town in Oklahoma. But anyways, when he gets ready to dispatch you, he tells you to go to requisitions to requisition anything you think you might need. Which means for Felton, you can requisition a firearm or anything like that you don't have on your sheet right now. But it's going to be limited to certain items. Like you can requisition a laptop, things like that you think you may need for this type of work that you don't already have.
Yeah, that's actually one of those things. Is I just occurred to me that something I forgot to do was do starting gear. I actually just like completely skipped over that. Apparently, for my character class, I'm actually supposed to have some sort of computer equipment as part of my character class.
Yeah, it's all good. We can solve that
Oh
afterwards.
wait, no, that is like the one part of it that I did fill out.
You just didn't get weapons and stuff. But if you feel like you need a weapon and you don't have one, the Hoffman Institute can provide you a 9mm.
Oh yeah. Also, I wrote down that I had 220 money for some reason.
And you're free. By the way, if you guys have any money left over or anything, feel free to spend it.
Okay, yeah, here it is. Like, there's actually a special section for having a computer, and it says computer model, microcomputer, processor quality marginal, and there's like 3 different hack tool things that are not defined.
Yeah, because you have to come up with those programs yourself. It's a little weird.
In dark matter, a lot of those hacking tools are really expensive.
Yeah.
In theory, I'm supposed to have 3 of them already.
Yeah.
It's just that I guess as part of character creation, you're supposed to figure out what those are, and I kind of skipped over that part.
It is under computers. It's under the computer stuff. I just gotta. I'd have to look it up. I think it's under computer programming.
Anyway, though, it's like I do know that I do have a computer. It's just
That's fine. I mean, if you have one, you don't have to get one. But anything you guys think you might be missing, now would be the time to requisition it.
Yeah. So a firearm would be nice because that is actually something I have points on.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, just so you know, computer programs are located on page 159 through 167.
Okay.
So you can look at them and see which ones you want to take. And by the way, if you have a high enough skill, you can write your own programs too.
I just want to make sure when we spend points on the achievement track, we clear them out when we spend it, right?
The moment you gain the level, you clear it out and put them in unspent, unless you choose to spend them.
Oh, okay.
So, like right now, you guys should have a maximum of 7 unspent.
Okay.
Unless I don't know if you spent any of them over the last couple of weeks looking at your character.
I put them into what's it called?
Occult?
Nope. Just plain stealth, so I could do all the stealth stuff, like I could shadow people.
Okay. Just put this on the side, where you can see the picture a little better.
I'm a private investigator, not an occultist.
I had
Private investigator, not occultist, Jim. Okay, Atomic just dropped for a second. He came back. Well, he said he came back in. Come on, stop bouncing. I put him in from the. Okay, there we go. I don't know why I decided to be a bastard right there and send you in and then send you out again, Atomic.
Yeah. Network's real flaky for some reason. It was.
Is it raining or anything really hard out by you guys right now?
Nope, it's all clear. I
Okay.
just and orientation a little bit. Hopefully, aiming more towards the antenna this time.
It's entirely possible that it's some sort of midpoint in the data stream that's the issue.
Could be. It could be. Nothing's perfect. I hate that it's not, because it makes things a lot easier when it is. But either way, as I was saying, Atomic, if you need to requisition anything that you weren't able to buy that you think you'll need, you can go ahead and requisition it from the Institute itself prior to leaving.
Okay.
So, like, if you need a laptop or something like that, you can requisition that now.
Yep, I already had a laptop and
Okay.
and a 9mm, so I think I should be good.
Okay, cool. As long as you've got what you think you need. And I was telling them, I don't know if you heard, if you get any programs, if you have any programs for your computer, those are located on page 159 of the player's handbook. They'll actually give you a list of programs and stuff you can use. I don't know if you have any.
I don't. Let me take a look at those.
Yeah, that's fine. Just because they'll actually tell you how they work and how they actually function mechanically too. So
Yeah, good stuff to know. So, and that's the regular player's handbook, not the campaign setting.
Not the campaign setting, just the player's handbook. Yep.
And
All right. So the other thing they're going to requisition for you guys is you guys are getting a nice, lovely black SUV because we want you to look like the government. And you guys are you're going to be able to travel. It's going to take you a couple days to get from Denver to this small town in Oklahoma. It's going to take you about 12 hours total driving, unless you guys want to switch off driving. But either way, there's nothing going to happen to you in between. So I'm not that cruel. I'm cruel, but I'm not that cruel. Long story short, you arrive on Mapleton College. It is a beautiful campus. This is a very small college. Think colleges like Bernard and other very small colleges. Has about 2,000 students. This is not a very large college at all. It specializes mostly in STEM-filled programs. You guys are able to get this information from the Institute. They give you pamphlets, printouts, send you to the website, all that fun stuff. It focuses mostly on STEM programs, engineering, computer sciences, that kind of stuff. It does not offer any postgraduate education. It is purely an undergraduate college. So a lot of these people, and as far as physical layout, like I said, you guys have the map there in front of you. It is a pretty well laid out college. It takes up a small portion of land. It probably takes up about 50, 60 acres of land total, because it's a little spread out if you add all the sports complexes and all that fun stuff. And it is physically, like I said, physically beautiful. Green grass, marble columns, nice tree lines, well-maintained roads. And it looks to you guys, from what you guys can tell from the pamphlets and stuff that you're able to read in between driving and everything, that this college is kind of unremarkable as far as colleges go. Nothing about it strikes you as somewhere that should be having, problems. I mean, certainly nothing weird about it. It doesn't have like a long storied history like Harvard or Yale. It doesn't have, the big money problems that big colleges have. It's very selective about its student base. So this is a very odd place for a problem to arise that would draw the attention of the Institute. But as you guys drive up, you're gonna drive up there on Mapleton Road, which is right there at the bottom, near the buildings that I can't see the numbers on because Jesus Christ, that's small. I think it's 8 and 9 down there, which are the residence halls. You're able to park over there by the athletics center and walk onto the campus. And you guys can tell me exactly where you want to go from there. So you guys park on right there in front of the athletics center, and you guys get your first look at Mapleton College. You see the standard fare, handful of students out on the quad kind of studying. The residence hall, there's music playing from, open windows and all that. Just so we settle when this is going to be early spring. Exit 23 would have been kind of late winter. This is going to be early spring.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I'm kind of interested in the student selection process. Their student body is very selective, but how do they do the selection?
Okay.
I wonder if I should head to the admissions hall and ask around.
Go over and see the administrators. Okay, that works for me. As Arthur kind of decides where he wants to go. You see he's kind of made up his mind. He starts walking off on these paths in between the residence halls and everything, and starts following him based on the map you guys have to the emissions hall. Are you guys going to follow him, Mar and Atmos, or are you going to go a different direction?
I think I'll follow along with him for now because, well, I am quite. I was actually interested in the whole like submissions process myself, but I had probably have a slightly different take on it than he does. So I guess I'll go along with him and
Okay. Yeah, that works. What about you, Atmos? What are your plans here?
Let's see. I will snoop around, but I'm trying to figure out where I should go snoop.
Okay. There is a science building, which is number 5, which is the one closest to the tennis courts.
I will go through the garbage.
Okay. Totally not creepy, but yeah, okay. We'll deal with you first because you're going to be easier. That will be pretty simple check. Check on that. It'll be give me awareness perception. Real quick before you do this, Atmos, because I want to make sure that Atomic understands how the system works, and before you start just rolling. Okay, so Atomic, we've settled the skill, right? That he's going to roll. There is no modifier to this. This is just going to be your control die. So he's going to roll a d20,
mm-hmm.
and he's looking to score under his awareness perception score.
Correct.
So go ahead and roll under it. Go ahead, roll. And tell me if you
see my
yeah, I got you.
Dice tray.
Yeah, I got your
okay.
dice tray.
That's what makes. Alrighties. So rolling under my perception of a 12. I did not.
Okay. You don't find anything really particularly odd in the trash. You find beer cans. You find, standard college stuff. A lot of plastic wrap because it's early spring, so you get a lot of empty food containers, takeout containers, junk like that. And while he's pawing through garbage, you guys get over to the admissions office, and the admissions officer that you talk to, we'll call her Sally because it works. Whatever. Sally is more than happy to talk to you about it. How do you guys introduce yourselves, though?
I'll approach Sally and say, "Hi, my name's Arthur. My nephew is thinking of coming here. Can you tell me anything about the selection process?"
She looks at it, she says, "Oh, that's great. I'd love to walk you through the selection process." And she pulls out a couple of forms and things. And she says, "Well, the first thing we look for, of course, is we really look for people who go to technical high schools, charter schools, things like that. We prefer them over traditional high schools because they're so focused. And, of course, we do a little bit of holistic examination. And, we try to find the people that are going to be the best fit. But, and she shows you another form and says, we rely a little more heavily on your... Hang on a second. My dog's pooping on the floor. Like right beside me. Joey! Well, at least he's doing it in a trash bag. That worked. Told you this has been a bad 2 weeks. Okay, I will deal with that in just a second. Sorry, guys. Yeah, that just went out live on the internet. Great. Anyways, she pulled out the other form and says, we rely on test scores more than we do like SAT. We feel that the SAT, ACT is too generic. It tests for things that aren't necessarily as appropriate in these fields. I mean, it does test for mathematics skills and things like that, but we're looking also for other skills. We want to know what kind of technical skills they bring with them. Are they going to be able to handle the strictures of a high academic program? And then one of the last things we kind of look for is we want people who are going to be committed. We typically require some type of letter of recommendation from somebody that's of good standing in their community, a pastor or a local politician or somebody like that. And she looks at it, she said, would you be able to provide something like that?
It's good information to have. He's still got a few years, so I'll give him this info and see what he can come up with.
She says, that's great. Honestly, our criteria is a little different. We don't look for students just based on the criteria of intelligence. We want students who are going to go out into the world and make a difference.
Like somebody who has a more civic-minded viewpoint.
Exactly. Anybody could create the next Facebook with the right technical skills, but we're looking for somebody who wants to go out and build things like apps and engineer bridges and help the community around them as well as themselves.
All right, I think he's leaning towards that.
And she just kind of looks at it, says, if he really wants to do civic-minded stuff, what exact program is he interested in? Is he wanting to do computer science? Does he want to do engineering? Is he interested in things like mathematics, advanced mathematics?
He's mostly interested in computer science.
That's great. We have a great computer engineering program here. We've turned out several top-tier engineers.
Oh, that's good to hear.
She says, is that everything? I'll be happy to give you the information packet. I'll put one together for you real fast. She goes and walks away from the desk for a minute, goes back behind like a divider, and comes back with this kind of, the standard folder that most colleges have, and has the picture of the campus and all that fun stuff on it, and hands it to you. Says, make sure he gets that because it sounds like he would really enjoy it here.
Thank you very much. I'll be sure to give it to him.
And she said, well, is there anything else I can help you with?
Oh, that's it for me.
You got anything more?
Well, Felton's line of questioning was actually related to the nature of the course of study, because so what she said made it sound interesting, but was a little vague. So it's going to inquire with a little bit more information, because sounds very nice, but I was curious what additional points of interest there are to your curriculum that might interest a inspiring young mind.
Well, one of the biggest things is the rigor. We have a level of rigor that some people have claimed might even rival groups like MIT. We don't quite consider ourselves that good, but a lot of students come here because they like the pressure, the high level of intellect that they feel they gain. And then, of course, there's always the intramural sports, and the community around us is wonderful. Oh, very supportive. A lot of our graduates start off in this community. They help do things for the local community. They build websites. They engineer programs for small startups. And honestly, it's the biggest selling point is the fact that we don't turn out students. We turn out citizens rather than just a normal student. Like I said, any college could teach you how to program. We really want to teach you how to be a difference maker. You can tell I've been to college, can't you?
Yes, indeed. That is the same sort of logic behind how I worded that question. Is because I was trying to remember how college entrance people would phrase
Oh,
things.
yeah. It's a lot of like jargon. Lots of it's just jargon.
Also, it's puffery.
Yeah, it's puffery. They talk themselves up.
It's puffery mixed with jargon, where like the puffery is saying things, although most of the puffery is meaningless fluff.
Yes.
There
Yes.
are things in it that are, worth noting.
Yes.
That's why they like LLMs so much. The LLMs sound just like them.
Mhm.
I like.
Well,
how you-
no, it's how do you think they trained the LLMs? This is the sort of stuff they fed into it.
This is.
how-
Go ahead.
I
You like
like how
what?
you led with like this college is like nothing special about it, and then she's talking up the storm of how amazing it is.
Oh, exactly. It's because like any college, you talk to their admissions people, and they will try to tell you the college is great. The exact specifics of what they say about how the college is great varies drastically based on which college it is. Like if you were to go to the community college that is in the town I live in, which is a town with less than 1,000 population, the people at the community college are actually going to give you a sales pitch telling you why they think that their college might be the best opportunity for you, even though it's a community college in a town with less than 1,000 people. If I remember right, their sales pitch is something like it's cheap and you don't have to leave the county to get here.
That's a good call. That's how our community college works. Lots of people go to our community college for two reasons. One, they have a great 2-year program that leads to a lot of good 4-year colleges. And the second is it's dirt cheap. Either way, do you have any? Are you going to respond to anything she said there, Mar?
What the, I was curious what the I guess you would say more eccentric parts, or I guess unique parts of the curriculum here, like specific courses that are offered here that are not standard at other colleges.
She tells you that would be better directed towards the professorate, but we do offer several advanced courses in engineering and several advanced courses in things like database programming.
That does sound like something that would be of well, the sort of thing that would hold the attention of a student. Yes.
Oh yes, I mean our students have a high completion rate as well. That's another big selling point. We only lose about 20% of our students over 4 years. Sorry, I'm joking.
For some details on the database programming class and try to understand like how it's different from what would be like a standard DB programming class at another college.
She tells. I'll tell you what. It may take me a couple of minutes, but let me see if I can get a message to Dr. Martinez, the dean of the computer sciences department, and see if he can introduce you to some of our programming there. He certainly would be better equipped to explain it. I certainly don't understand it.
Oh, that sounds excellent. I don't know if I'd understand it either, but it's always good to get information from the source.
She says, give me just a minute. And she starts typing on her computer. It takes about 15 minutes or so. You guys are having to stand around. She's giving you small talk. And you talk about the weather and how great Oklahoma is, which is bullshit because we all know Oklahoma sucks. But they get in there and she finally, sorry, I'm still choking on a sunship. And a message comes back. She says he says he can meet with you after his afternoon class. That'll be about 2:00, and right now it's about 11. But I encourage you, please walk around the campus, and if you're really interested, walk around the campus, take a look for yourselves. Maybe even poke your head into a class or two. You never know what you might find.
Oh, sounds like an excellent idea. Are we meeting back here to meet the dean?
Oh, no, that'll be over in the sciences building. Uh, his office is there on the first floor, and she gives you directions inside the building.
Okay, excellent.
Joey, do not eat that chocolate. Sorry, he's trying to eat a Mr. Goodbar now. Year-old pit bull, gotta love him. But so she sends you on your way. You guys are able to leave the building. Atmos, going back to you, what are you doing now that you've gone through the pawing through trash like a raccoon?
All right. Since I don't find anything, I'll meet up with the rest of them.
Okay. So you guys all meet there in that general quad in front of the administration building. Which way do you guys want to go?
Do we have the address of the forum that's having issues?
The web address, yes.
I'm going to go over to the library.
Mm.
And I'm going to hop on one of the computers, which you guys don't have to do because you both have computers as well.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, actually, I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm going to point out, hey, let's check out this forum.
Yep, that sounds like a good plan. Though the library is very tempting. I have a soft spot for books.
Hmm.
All right, let's head over there.
So you guys are able to go to the library. The library is fairly well stocked for being such a small college. In the very front of it is like the newspaper rack and all that fun stuff. For some reason, they keep that up. Wait, I still don't understand why colleges do that. They keep hard copies of magazines and newspapers still. But either way.
Well, the reason for this is actually a thing that is they understand that having a library, the purpose behind having a physical repository of books is that it's a backup so that you can't have the data get lost.
That and in the magazine sections of libraries, you'll probably be able to find like Asimov or 2600.
Yep, lots of old magazines.
That's a blast from the past.
It's still around. It's not as cool as it used to be.
That's pretty cool.
But anyway, the library itself has the polished kind of walnut tables, the standard walnut chairs that are super, super uncomfortable. Never like sitting in those things. And across the library, you see several like study groups and people studying different texts. And you guys are able to find an empty table pretty easily. This is the middle of the day, so.
Okay, sounds good. All right, I think I'm going to walk through the stacks and look for anything unusual. I do have investigate research if that would be applicable.
That certainly will. That would be applicable for this. What are you looking for exactly, though?
I'm looking for anything really esoteric, especially in the computer science section. Something that doesn't seem to quite fit. Something that it's maybe too. I don't know exactly how to describe it. Something that seems like off.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's perfectly understandable. So basically, you're just looking for, as you're going through the computer science section, you're looking for a book that would be like, why is this in this library?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Go ahead and give me your roll. So, because you're doing this physically, there's going to be no modifier to it because you have time to do it and everything else.
Sounds good. I'm using a set of silicone dice that I bought by accident, so they're kind of bouncy. And
glow in the dark dice.
Oh, that's cool. Well, it looks like my score for that skill is 1473, and I'm trying to roll low.
You're trying to roll low, yes.
And I got an 11.
Okay, so you get what's called an ordinary success because it's not lower than the second score. Get off of me. I am not a jungle gym. Sorry, this dog climbs me because he's trying to get to his sister, the cat behind me. He eats her scabs. It's gross. Ugh. But anyway, sorry. Knock my stuff off. I have to use my chair leg as a table because I don't have a table in front of me.
Anyway,
Anyways, so ordinary successfulness. So you start looking through. You don't find anything that's really odd, but you do find several highly dated books. Like you recognize these things as probably 10 or more years out of date.
Oh, wow. Interesting. So not a good sign.
No. And if you choose to, if you point that out, Mar, your character would also find that highly odd, knowing what you know about computer sciences.
Yep, I'll bring some of them back as.
I figured that my character would have followed him along with this, and also gone looking around.
Yeah. Either way, as you guys are going through, you guys can point it out to each other. He can point it out, be like, "Isn't that book like 15 years old?"
Well, I would have my character take a look at the nature of the book and look to see if there is a more up-to-date book with the same subject matter in the library.
I mean, you guys find that as well. You see that, but it doesn't make sense from a computer programming perspective to keep those out-of-date books in the stacks. They should have been rotated out.
Right, yeah, because it's understandable that they would have them in the collection somewhere, but not necessarily on the front shelf.
Yeah, exactly. Because like like if you're looking at a book about programming C, right? You guys are finding books on original C, and they're in C.net now, and most people don't even use C.net anymore.
Or a book about how to write Fortran programs when no one at the college is going to be expected to use them.
Exactly.
A giant Turbo Pascal manual.
Don't buy. This is the program on punch cards. But yeah, realistically, that is what you're finding. You're finding a lot of books that just don't make sense because they're sitting right next to more updated text. Like I said, like you're seeing things like JavaScript for beginners. Who really programs in Java anymore?
I want to go through the self-help section of the library, and I want to look for an author named Mortimer J. Adler. I'm looking for a book that's called How to Read a Book.
You know what? Let's have some fun with this. Evens or odds, sir? Evens or odds?
Odds.
It is even. You are not lucky. You do not find
it. It was printed in 1940.
Yeah. However, you do notice they have a couple of different copies of How to Win Friends and Influence People, which is printed in like the 70s.
You know what? That is actually a book that I've seen quite a lot of people keep copies of, simply because the fact that they think it's a good book.
It was when it was written. It's highly outdated with modern understanding of sociology and group psychology and stuff. But yeah,
well,
it's like
I've met people who would swear by it anyways. So
yeah, I know it's like reading Dr. Spock. It's just so everything they say in it is kind of outdated.
As many people would say, there's nothing new under the sun.
That's right. And you also notice that a lot of these self-help books don't seem to be used very often. They're not worn very hard. So obviously these kids are not reading these books.
Almost as if part of this, actually, that's a good point. It's like the 15-year-old book. How often does that one look like it's been used?
Some of them look a little more used than others, but that could also be for how long they've been in the library. If they're 15 years old, they've probably been used pretty heavily over the years.
Okay.
It's hard to tell how much they've been used recently.
Not a lot of dust in the pages?
No. this is the modern library. They keep humidity right and all that kind of stuff, and they keep it dust free and all that fun stuff.
Well, that's good.
I mean, honestly, with the a properly filtered ventilation system, you really don't need to dust libraries.
Not anymore. Used to. I mean, don't get me wrong. This isn't quite clean room like Vatican Library clean room, but it's also not like New York City Public Library nasty.
Oh, New York City Public Library. I wouldn't call that nasty. That is something that I can think of other things that I would consider it's called nasty, but never mind. We're getting off topic.
Yes, we are. But if you guys try to pull these books off the shelf, just as curiosities, they're worth a laugh from anybody that knows what they're talking about. Because I mean, they're talking about outdated SQL formatting and all that kind of fun stuff. For real funsies, you find a book on using Access to build web databases.
Ooh, I have actually personally had training in that.
I've read
that
several.
Was the year 2000.
I think my wife uses Access at work, but it's a modern version. But yeah, she's limited in what software she's allowed to use. So no real databases.
No. Well, Access is still a good database program, but it's not used as often anymore in web database research and stuff. There's better programming languages and better formatting and stuff to pull to the web. So my brother-in-law does database programming for Harris Teeter. And when he started doing that kind of stuff back 25 years ago, Jesus Christ, it's been that long. He started with Access. That's what they were using to do all their database programming.
Anyways, so it appears that the students here are not actually learning that.
Your guess, both of you guys have a fairly decent intelligence, correct? I know you do, Mar. What's your intelligence, Atomic?
Let me take a look. I think I do have a decent one. I just gotta find where my ability scores are. There they are. Intelligence 11 for me.
Okay, so you're above average intelligence. So both of you can puzzle out that most of these books probably have not been used in a while, unless somebody's writing a paper on like the history of database programming or the history of programming.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, because for a college, you're going to teach people things that you think they need to know. And, it's like that doesn't mean you're not teaching people how to, microanalyze archaic programming.
No.
Some people would do that, but as a college, you're probably not going to do that.
Yeah. Like I said, I mean, the best use for a book like that would be if somebody was writing a paper about the history of how database programming has changed over years or something like that.
I mean, like I've known people who did have books like that, and that's because the fact that they were in a enterprise kind of scenario where it's a database that is 15 years old. So you need to read a book that is 15 years old about database documentation.
Okay. So my database experience, I had to use Norton database management for a 400-person company.
My condolences.
Yeah, I cried a lot.
Legacy.
Yeah.
Eddie has an idea.
Okay.
So if he's told about this, he's going to turn to whoever's the face of the group. And he's going to ask him to try to grill some of the faculty members, like the librarians, to find out who mandated these curriculum changes and who they answered to, while Eddie is going to go investigate the library.
Okay.
To look for Cancel book requisitions.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know if I have to talk to someone for that or if I can just snoop around.
You would actually have to look at their financials and stuff for that, which you could pull from. If it's a publicly funded college, you can request those, but it would take time because you'd have to request it through the state.
Oh,
Um, you could, you theoretically could pull up. You could probably pull up old ones though online by doing like complex searches,
all right.
because a lot of that kind of stuff leaks onto the internet. But you're not going to probably find the newest ones. You're probably going to find ones from at least a couple of years old. That are a couple of years old, but it'll help you at least with what you're thinking. If I'm thinking the same way,
That sounds like something that Felton's really good at.
Yeah.
I'll ask him to do that, and then I'll ask what's the name of your character, Atomic?
Oh, Arthur.
Yeah. Try to grill some of these real librarians while I learn how to sway people by reading this book.
Helps to be a speed reader. Alrighty, I'll follow that suggestion and see if I can find a librarian.
very easy to find. There's one at the desk.
Be like, hey, I noticed that these older books are in your stacks. Is there like a class that covers outdated stuff?
The librarian looks at you and says, "We try to carry as much updated information as we can. Unfortunately, a lot of the older books, they're hard to get rid of. I think college just holds on to them mostly because there's no way to get rid of them, and they still do have their uses from time to time."
Oh, that's interesting. What kind of uses?
Oh, has nobody told you about our starting program? We don't do a traditional program here. Our first semester for first year students is all about the history of their program. Um, our computer programming students take a full semester of the history of programming, and from using punch cards all the way through using modern internet techniques.
Oh, that's very interesting. So these books are here to support those classes.
Mostly, and like I said, it would be a shame to just destroy the books, and we really don't have enough storage here to store them, so at least we get some use out of them.
Okay, that sounds good. All right, I'll go tell everybody else about that and see. Maybe we should check the forum at this point.
Right, so you go back and tell everybody how's everyone react to that?
That's a very strange thing to say about books, because books are famously extremely easy to get rid of unless there is someone in a management position saying no.
Yes and no. Textbooks like that and books like that are out of date, you can't really sell them. The only other option would be to totally destroy them.
Well, what I was saying is that a lot of places will actually just donate them to some sort of resale outlet.
Yeah,
Sure. Maybe get like a fraction of what they paid for them, but not actually like sell them, but like kind of like
get a tax write-off for them.
Yeah, or like sold by the pound as opposed to individual books.
Exactly.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, if you really want to get rid of them, that is.
Yeah. Well, and like she was saying, and once he mentions the idea that there's an entire semester on the history of your program, so like engineers will take a history of engineering.
Still, though, the students don't actually seem to be reading these books, even if the books are technically, theoretically here to support those programs.
You know what? Do you have awareness intuition there, Atomic?
Let me check. see, looking for awareness.
It's under will.
It's under willpower.
Oh, will skills. There it is. Oh yeah, awareness, intuition. I do actually. I have
So
1363 in there.
Okay, so this is going to be your first skill with a situation die. So this is going to be fun. You're going to get a 2-step bonus on this because she wasn't exactly trying to hide how she feels. And what you're going to do is you're going to roll a d20 and a d6 minus the d6 result from the d20 roll.
Okay. I got a 4 on the d20 and a 2 on the d6. So that.
Okay, so this is an amazing result. So this is like just naturally there's no mistaking what you feel off of her. This woman feels very, 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 very. She's kind of sad about the state of the library. Like, she does not like the way the library is run. You can tell that there's something about the way this library is run that just feels off to her.
Am I correct in thinking that my character would be getting the impression that she feels like the library hasn't been, shall we say, properly invested in?
No, it's invested in because they have new books. They have all the stuff they need. It's more along the lines that the curation seems like it's done in a very haphazard way.
See.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to know whether or not who was in charge of the curriculum and who they answered to in particular.
The curriculum itself, this would be common knowledge for everybody. Curriculums are typically set by board of trustees and by deans working in conjunction under the color of state law. So state law controls some curriculum, yada yada. But
it doesn't sound like it's being organized that way. Seems like that's not happening though, so it has to be someone else. Because this is kind of fishy.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess. I'll ask her who is actually doing who actually runs the library, and is it computer science section is run by the computer science dean, and other sections are run by their deans, or is it one person? That kind of.
She tells you that the board of trustees is the ones that make the orders. That the dean has to sign off on them for finality, but generally they've only hired yes men.
That's good to know.
I mean, that's kind of what I've come to expect from colleges, to be honest.
Yeah, very much so. Oh, God.
Is there a science fiction section of the library?
Yes, there's a pretty healthy fiction section, and because of the nature of this college, it is taken up by a chunk of fantasy sci-fi.
Okay. Interesting. Is there a no? I have to stay in character. I'll ask Atomic's character. When it comes to this learning the history of programming, do they actually program on these older punch card systems?
That would be unknown to her. That would be for Atomic's own knowledge. That'd be something that the dean could cover with you guys when you meet with him.
Yeah,
I don't know how much that would be worth.
I mean,
that would cost. But do you know the other earlier computers were like came out in like the I think is it the 50s?
Yeah,
that could be a mainframe. Millions of dollars.
Yeah, your reasoning. Well, like your reasoning is sound. The chances that they're punch card coding and stuff is very slim.
I mean, the physical hardware required to actually physically do that is insane.
Yeah,
it is far more cost effective to do an emulated version of it if you bother with it at all.
Yeah, and from what she said, it sounds more like it's theoretical than practical, which means it's more about writing papers and studying than it is actually performing it.
And well, also is that I have actually personally had classes about stuff like that, and real life. A lot of it is talking about the strengths and weaknesses of
Yeah.
approaches that were taken in previous eras,
Mm-hmm.
and why those things were changed to the way they are now, and maybe possibly discussing what are good and bad things about how to make things better going forward.
Yeah, like I said, it's a lot of theoretics. It's not very little of it's going to be practical. You'll start getting into practical stuff as you get further into the history and closer to modern technology that you can actually use.
I want to double check something. Are we impersonating contractors or?
You are not. So right now, as far as this university is concerned, the only people they've talked to are Mar and Atomic's characters, so Arthur and uh, God, Mar. I'm going to hit myself in the head because I keep forgetting your character name.
Felton.
Felton.
Thank you. Arthur and Felton, and they pass themselves off as interested parties in the school.
Yeah, we didn't introduce ourselves as any sort of like agents. We introduced ourselves as people who are here to learn about the university and what it provides.
Yeah. And because the librarian doesn't get paid enough to care, she's not going to probe questions.
What time is it?
It's right around noon at this point.
Now, the librarian would care if something came up related to whether or not you're like trying to check out a book or something. But if you're just here to look at things and ask questions, whatever.
Yeah, well, and you were encouraged by the admissions office to explore the college. So if anyone were to ask questions and call admissions, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, we told them to look around."
So the information that I'm trying to gather here is Atomic was able to pick up that she's actually not sure what's going on either, right?
Yeah, she's pretty frustrated by the way that this library is administrated. The likelihood is she probably worked at another library, maybe even a public library that's better administrated.
That or she just has opinions, and the opinion of someone who has had a job for several years often carries a lot of weight simply due to their practical experience.
Yes.
I'll go up and ask the librarian. Has there been any incidents at the school?
She looks and she says, "What kind of incidents? We're a pretty calm college. I mean, we have our rowdy kids, but we don't really have fraternities or anything like that. I mean, there's no hazing, there's no violence."
That's impossible.
If you say that out loud, she says, "I mean, we have our normal rowdiness, mostly disturbing the peace and public disturbances, public urination, things like that. I mean, but these are 18-year-old kids out on their own for the first time."
There's no fraternities. There's interesting.
Keep in mind, this is a 2,000 person school.
Okay.
This is not a big school.
They
don't have the
has there any been
like
strange occurrences of like criminal nature or undescribable, or like strange occurrences? Not necessarily like anything bad. Of anything strange going on in this town?
Not really. We're pretty quiet here. Honestly, I moved here from Omaha, and it's a lot better here. I mean, everyone is really nice, and the town treats us good.
Hey guys, let's go check out that forum.
Yeah. Well, I think understanding the nature of the bug might point us in a direction.
Yep.
Yeah, as well.
You guys pull up the forums and make sure I get this name right again because I just lost it in my head. God, I keep losing my mouse pointer too because I'm an idiot. So Jay Martinez has posted all over this forum several different times. And again, at most, you don't have computer programming or anything like that, or computer operation skills,
Nope.
right? Because a lot of this makes no sense to you, but to the computer scientist, it does. He's describing trying to pull up information on a web-based portal, and when it returns the information, it returns information that doesn't seem to make any sense, that he's never put into the database. And when he searches the physical database, the information isn't there.
I see. So he's accessing stuff, and it's returning data, but that data isn't in the database when he goes and looks for it, and it's not stuff that he put in.
Yeah, and in one of the forums, he discusses it, and he accidentally lets slip that he's trying to do some grading work. Which he's not, by the way. He's not supposed to talk about because that's private information. But you know.
Does Felton know this?
Well,
is Felton standing there looking at? Okay.
Yeah. If you have computer operations or computer programming, this stuff makes sense to you.
Well, okay. So, what I was going to do was, is it giving him the same results every time, or is it giving him random results?
Okay, so that's going to take us a little bit further digging through some of his posts. You guys continue digging. It's giving him different results all the time. And again, every time it does it, he goes to the physical database because he's responsible for that database, being the dean of computer sciences. And he pulls the physical information from like the CSV files, and that information that it pulls up does not exist.
But it's not the erroneous information is never the same. Okay.
Never the same. It seems like as you kind of read, he'll try to pull up a student's grading information, and it already has a grade in there, but he's not put anything in the system. And so he'll go to make sure nobody else has put anything in the system by pulling the actual physical information, the background database, and there's no grade there.
Interesting.
And oddly enough, all of the grades are always A's.
Also very out of the ordinary. Okay.
Don't be wrong; these are smart kids that could come to this college, but everybody that he searches gets an A. Yeah.
That feels like there's probably something in the portal software that is redirecting search results from the database and giving information, because he's like, it's several different people that he's searched for, but always just gives him the same search result. So it's taking part of the database and then like overlaying extraneous information on top of it, but it's always using the same extraneous information, I guess.
Yes.
Are there any dates associated with the data that comes back?
Are there any what? I missed that middle.
Oh, are there any dates or timestamps associated with the data that comes back?
No. The portal won't give a timestamp, and because he can't find the data in the actual file, it's like in the actual database, it's totally confusing him. And because he's the person that administrates that database, and he's one of the only people on campus with access to it, everyone else would have to use the web portal to access that database.
So it seems to me like there's something wrong with the web portal. But I can't just look at it. Need to analyze the programming for it.
Yes. You'd actually have to physically see the programming backend dev stuff. And by the way, I'm assuming he stores this in a CSV file because that's the most common file type for that type of information because it's easily searchable. Yeah,
the hardware is probably in the science building, I would expect.
Yes, it would be in the primary access point would be in his office. Like I said,
Oh,
he would have access to the server room as well, where all that stuff is stored. There's only going to be a handful of people that actually have physical access to that actual server room. So it's probably Felton's on the right track there with the idea that Mars on the right track with the idea that it's probably not hardware related because of the fact that so few people have access to it, and you would have to have advanced programming knowledge to trick the hardware into doing that.
So
You'd have to know how to reprogram it completely.
like a part of what I was getting at though is the idea that it's the coding of the portal itself that is odd, and I don't think that students would actually have the ability to hack into that. I mean, potentially, sure, but it's one of those like master hacks where it's like like once in a lifetime achievement.
I mean, you're on the right track. You're talking about you have to hack through. You'd have to find out exactly where it's located because it's located. It's not like located on their website, on like the school's website or anything. All that stuff. So you're correct on that. This is not an easy to access web portal. This web portal is an address that they give to specifically to professors, kind of thing. Students don't have access to it.
okay,
They would access their grades through a student portal rather than through the administrator portal or the administrator portal.
I'm listening into this, correct?
Yes, you're hearing everything they're saying.
All right. So there's a couple of things I have to mention. There's no up-to-date books with computer sciences or programming stuff in the library, correct?
No, there are. They're just smattered with older books.
Oh, okay. So, do you think the portal's being? He doesn't know that because he's not a computer guy. Sorry.
No metagaming, computer nerd.
We gotta stay in character.
I'll just okay. I'm just gonna spur your. You guys are gonna have thoughts pop into your guys' head. But he's going to continue reading his book.
How to win friends and influence people.
Yes.
As his eyes glaze over.
Is there any pattern to the names that come back with the grades, or is it just like whatever student he happens to be querying for? That's the name that comes back.
No, it's completely random students. Like he'll type in Jose Martinez and he'll get back Bob Smith.
Oh, I see. So it's actually giving him the wrong student records as well as giving him incorrect information. Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, when we meet with him, we can ask him about like the grading curriculum. Maybe we can get him to log in and see some of this stuff.
Yep. Very smart idea. Do you guys have anything else you want to do in the couple hours other than just kind of walk around campus, or did you have something particular you want to do in between the time now and meeting?
It occurs to me that we don't actually have a cover story that would actually give us a valid way to attempt to troubleshoot the teacher portal.
Yeah, this is true. I mean, you could always just, if he brings it up at all, you can always be like, I like to do computer programming. Maybe he can take a look at it for you, kind of thing. I mean,
realistically, that's an ethics violation at pretty much every college there is.
This guy's already committed ethics violations by talking about student grading on a public forum.
Yes, but that's one of those like two wrongs don't make a right kind of things. It's like, I made a mistake, but that doesn't mean I should make a worse mistake just because I already made one.
Look, don't be all reasonable and moral here. You're playing a role-playing game, being completely amoral.
Well, see, it's one of those things. It's like you know you're asking someone to do something that is considered unreasonable. So it's like ask in a way that is persuasive from that perspective.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although historically, people have been known to do some really freaking stupid things just because someone's like, "Hey, mind if I borrow this?"
Yeah, exactly. Just think the Rosenbergs.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, but do you guys go back to the question? Did you guys have anything in particular you wanted to do in between now and the meeting, other than just kind of look around campus, get a better feel for the campus, the student body, that kind of stuff?
Okay, there's something I can ask. I'm gonna walk up to a delinquent-looking kid, and I'll ask him, like, "Hey,
Mhm.
kid, where are places that are off limits here in the campus?"
He kind of laughs. Says, "There's nowhere off limits on this campus, maybe other than like the server room in the science building."
Hmm.
All right.
Real quick, you're looking for a delinquent. You're having a hard time finding a delinquent. In fact, these kids are acting a little too mature. Well dressed, well groomed. Yeah, I mean, you go to a college campus, you expect like wild. This is not what you're expecting from college students.
I did find beer bottles inside the garbage earlier, correct?
Yeah, that's normal college student behavior.
Yeah, like they were neatly deposited in the trash can and not left on the ground next to the trash can.
There wasn't like a rager on the quad. Sometimes I miss having gone to online school rather than traditional school.
Hey guys, I think it's aliens. Let's just head to the science center.
Well, one thing I did wanted to do is like take a second look around the library to see.
You're all good. But what are you looking for?
To see if there are any books whose topic is something that doesn't make sense for this library. Not just like the like book itself being a little off, but like something where it's just like completely the wrong topic.
Yeah. As you're digging through, you get to a kind of it's a little bit of a, lack of a better way, shadowy corner of the library. There's one rack of books, and they deal with the occult.
Ew, well, I guess I'll call over my friend who actually knows something about this because I don't.
Yep, I'll be all over that. What kind of stuff do they have in the occult section?
A lot of them deal with like subjects like white witchcraft in you, and they're benign sounding titles that look like the kind of stuff you would find at Barnes and Noble, but they feel very out of place for a school focused on STEM. This is
That is
there's something off. Yeah, there's something off about this shelf.
So suddenly I had this idea pop into my head where I'm reminded of that episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer when they had that stupid thing where they were scanning magical tomes into a computer and realized that having a computer read magic books is not necessarily a good idea.
Yeah, I forgot about that episode actually. Unfortunately, you guys don't find any books like using computer programming to summon demons, but you're not quite that lucky.
Well, one that I've actually seen get used in a story once or twice is actually like a form of magic where you cast a spell on a computer to cause the computer to malfunction in a specific way.
Yeah, there's nothing like that. Like I said, they're more like the generic kind of oddball titles that you find in the section of Barnes and Noble or like a used bookstore. Like I said, like White Witchcraft in You, The History of Witchcraft. None of them strike your occult expert as something that could be considered a magical tome, but immediately with what you know about the occult, something strikes you, both as a computer scientist, knowing what you have to do to learn computer programming. Why would they have this section?
Yep, that is a good question.
Okay.
Hmm.
This threw me all off. I thought it was going to be some kind of MK Ultra stuff or aliens.
I haven't ruled that out yet.
Well,
Just because it's a cult doesn't mean it's not MK Ultra and Aliens too.
thank you. Why can't it be? Why not both?
And that was just in a section in the library, right?
Yeah, just a section in the library. But like I said, no one should know about the occult. Like I said, you don't feel like these could be used to like teach spells, or they're not like magical tomes. They're not like they're not like the fabled Necronomicon or anything like that. But like, are people actually using this section? And like I said, it's kind of out of the way. It's kind of in the corner of the library.
Yeah, going back to what Mars suggested earlier, do the books look worn or used?
Some of them do. You know what? This is an interesting feat here. Everybody can give me an intelligence feat check. So the way you do that is you roll a d20 and you're going to roll under your intelligence score.
Right.
It's just like an ability check in second edition.
I rolled a 3.
Woo-hoo! So somebody gets it.
I got a 7.
Okay, that's 2 successes.
Do you need me to do that too?
Yeah, everybody can do it because you're all 3 standing there.
I rolled a 9.
Okay, so you're all 3 positive of this. These books that look worn, you're guessing are probably just curiosities from students that occasionally wander over here. But one of the books stands out as a little more worn than others. And it's just called Witchcraft.
Ooh, let's check this out.
Oh, damn me.
Yep, let's open, flip through the pages, look for anything unusual in there, like endnotes or paper stuck in it. I assume that this is also a Barnes & Noble style book.
It is. It is, but the verbiage in it seems weird. Go ahead and give me an occult roll, Atomic.
All right, let me.
And do it at plus d4. So you're going to roll a d20 and a d4, add the d4.
Okay, because this one is tricky, right?
Yep, a little trickier.
All right, so I have 1 point in occult lore, which gives me a 13 as my first number, so 1363.
So you're looking for at least a 13 or under.
Yep, I got a 6 on the d20 and a 1 on the d4, so a 7.
So you're good. So you only get an ordinary success. The verbiage in this seems like this is a reprint of a much, much older book. It's not quite Old English, but you're guessing maybe Elizabethan or Victorian.
Interesting.
So the terminology is weird, and it in several pages it talks about doing rituals. It doesn't describe how to do them, but it talks about doing rituals to gain power and things like that.
I'm just writing this down.
Yep, that's all good. And the most interesting thing with that roll that you find is towards the end of the book, you find a reference to Solomon's key. Please, God, tell me you guys know what Solomon's key is.
That's like a spell
I
book, effectively, right?
Yeah, it's a demonology book, actually.
Yeah, the thing that popped up in my head, which is something my character wouldn't know, is that it was allegedly a compilation of the wisdom of Solomon as related to fighting demons or something.
Also summoning them.
Oh, right. It wasn't like it was like
Yep.
controlling, not fighting.
Yeah,
Controlling.
yeah, controlling and yeah, and technically, its original use is believed to have been to learn how to ward them off, but
Uh,
yeah, it
I'm
has
going
some
to
nefarious use.
I'm going to motion to Arthur to bring the book with, and I'll take him back towards the librarian, and I'll ask
Mhm.
for the checkout logs for this book. Who checked out this book in the
She
past?
kind of shrugs at you and scans it, and she tells you that a student named Robert Halston, Halston, was the last person to check it out, but that was several years ago.
So no one's been checking it out. They've just been reading it.
Awesome.
Kind of perusing.
We have a lead. Robert Holston.
Yeah, and if it's years ago, he's probably graduated, and now we can find out where his has gone.
If he's still on the campus, he's probably transitioned from student to staff. If he's still here.
And I'm going to tell you now, if you're expecting him to have a Fu Manchu mustache and wear red robes, don't count on it.
Oh, so he is actually here. Good.
No,
Good to know.
I didn't say that. I said if you find him. I'm not that obvious, am I?
Where can we look up the records for the students? Or it's their yearbook, actually.
That you can do. You can look up. You can look up past events and stuff. She tells you the last time it was checked out was by him, so several years ago. If you ask what year, she tells you it was about 5 years ago. So you know roughly when he was in school. So you guys can look up you can pull the yearbooks, the equivalent of yearbook for colleges. I don't know what they call those things anymore. And you see him listed about 5 years ago in a list of seniors graduating, and he's listed. He's listed under the summa cum laude.
What does he look like?
Average guy, white guy, looks to be about average height. Nothing remarkable about him. He looks to be kind of, not, I won't say odd or anything. He's just, if you were to be in a crowd with him, you wouldn't notice him. Kind of person.
He doesn't look like an alien, right?
No, there are no grays in the same yearbook, unfortunately.
No Innsmouth look.
He's not a half deep one. He's not a Mothman. And by the way, you can run into Mothman in this game. And I mean that in plural. The adventure of the killing jar, you have to kill him. Go ahead.
So the only off-limits place that we know of is actually in the server room?
Yes.
Everything's open.
Yep.
Everybody's acting strange.
Yes.
I need to stop going through these books you sent me. PDF. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Just go to Google Books and see if you can find it.
Oh, no, that's not what I meant. But, okay. What time is it?
It's getting closer to time for you guys to meet with the dean, so you guys might want to start heading over to the science building.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Yep. His office is easy enough to find at this point. You guys have pretty clear directions to it. And when you get there, the doors open, and there's a middle-aged, 40s, 50s Hispanic guy sitting behind the desk. Not super, not super descript. He's average looks, graying hair, wearing a pretty nice pullover shirt. Doesn't look like a standard professor. When you think of professors, you think of, in most colleges, you think of wearing like tweed jackets and all that crap. He's wearing a nice pair of slacks, decent pullover. And as you guys enter, he stands up and he says, "Oh, you must be the gentleman that Sally said we're going to be coming over. My name is Jay Martinez. I'm the dean of the computer sciences and engineering here in the school. How can I help you today?
Oh, good to meet you. Yeah, we just wanted to know what was special about your curriculum as opposed to other colleges, specifically the database classes.
Well, that's an interesting question. Well, first off, I have to help you understand that we structured this school a lot like a law school, where we don't give a lot of freedom to choose courses. You take selected courses when you enter her, and it's set on a program so that we know you're going to graduate within 4 years. So our database programming classes, they start normally. How much do you guys know about programming?
Yeah, a few things. I
He's
mean,
kinda
my character actually has like a significant amount of experience, but he's not going to just like
Yeah.
give his like life history. He's just going to say like, yeah, sure, I know some things about it.
That's fine. He kind of chuckles and says, "Oh, if I've heard that once, I've heard it a couple of times." Well, our database programming curriculum is pretty extensive. You start with basic object-oriented programming, and the course load kind of increases from there to where we eventually get you programming in advanced databases and learning how to integrate. We take an entire semester to teach integration.
They do have to wonder integration of what, but you know.
Are you going to say that a lot, or are you just thinking that?
Sure, I'll ask you. So what kind of integration?
Well, the first half is dedicated to web integration. The second half is dedicated to enterprise software integrations.
Oh, I see. Well, I can't think of anything of a further inquiry here.
Go ahead.
We could test something. But I don't want to get you guys. Well, this is a theory. Let's reproduce what the situation. Oh wait. Ignore me.
You're metaing
My
again,
bad.
aren't you?
My bad. But basically, maybe are we talking about his issue?
No. They're still pretending that they're interested in the college.
I'm sorry, my brain's firing really hard trying to figure out what's happening here. I'm
But I'm doing my
way
job.
too ahead.
You know what? I'm doing my job then.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good question. So the Hoffman Institute sent us here to help fix this bug or investigate it, and we have permission to do so. Or
You don't, but once you get the initial investigation over, you could always introduce yourselves as investigators, blah, 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 or you could plan a way to start the investigation on that end. Right now, what I think it's more important, what you guys are doing right now is kind of trying to puzzle out what's going on at the school itself. And
yeah,
then
like we kind of haven't gotten to the stage of stopping the evil plan yet, because we're still trying to figure out why the cows are weird.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're trying to figure out exactly what is going on, and so you guys have figured out a little bit of it, but not everything. But if you reveal yourselves too soon, you might blow the whole thing, kind of thing. So you got to approach it right.
Okay.
Because pause real fast. So the Hoffman Institute is kind of a quasi-governmental thing. They work with the government, but they're not part of the government. So they do a lot of things that the government doesn't approve of, because the government won't admit that the occult exists. So that's kind of the background of how they operate on that level. So like you could you could introduce yourselves as private investigators. You could reintroduce yourself to him on like private time, like invite him to have a beer with you, and then say, by the way, we lied our way on the campus, and we're actually computer specialists, and we'd love to help you. Your problem, we were reading your problem on the forums, whatever, to get entry. But right now, the way that what this first part is you guys trying to figure out the lay of the land, basically. Okay, unpause.
Okay, let's see. I think I'll ask him. I'll say, yeah, your admissions person. She said that you guys have a different rubric for people coming in. You're not focused on like ACT and test scores. So, what is grading like at the school? Is it standard, or do you do some other special procedures to figure out who's passing?
It's actually pretty rigorous. I mean, we use the A to F scale. A 60 is an F, and everything on 10-point scales. And normally I haven't had any problems with grading, but lately I have. Honestly, I can't talk about it here.
Oh, that doesn't sound good. What kind of problems have you had?
Well, our web portal has been acting a little weird for grading. Like I said, I shouldn't be talking about this here.
All right, I'll start asking some technical questions about like the database and system and what kind of language they're using for the web portal and that kind of thing, just to kind of prove competence in the area and see if I can get him talking.
He starts telling you. He tells you that they use a CSV database as their base, and that he's done most of the integration. That when he got here 15 years ago, it was a mess because it was still a mix of paper grading and like hand grading and computer grading. He helped streamline the program, and the web portal is written in standard format. I can't remember what. I think you use SQL to pull from a CSV, but I can't remember offhand. But it's a standard format on the back end. Now that you've got him talking, he's not talking about the grades themselves. He feels a little more comfortable, and you guys can tell he's a little more comfortable talking about like in his wheelhouse. And so he tells you, the weirdest thing about all of this is I developed the back end, and I can't seem to figure out what's going on. I should be able to figure out my own programming, right?
You would think so. This actually sounds like something that would be a great opportunity for students to help with as well. Did you have any students helping you work on it?
No. Security matters in this school are taken very seriously. If we allowed them access to anything like that, they could get back in and change grades or remove themselves from classes or mark themselves as having gone to classes they haven't gone to.
Oh, that's interesting. And when you're trying to like fix the problem on your code, you just don't see anywhere where the errors could pop up in, or is it more like it's like you don't even recognize it anymore? I've definitely had days like that.
It feels almost like it's almost pulling from a different database. But it can't be. When I run the test on it, it says it's pulling from the right database.
Oh, that's fascinating.
While that's happening,
Mm-hmm.
Eddie's going to step outside, pull out his phone,
Mhm.
and he's going to call Jonas. He's going to be like, "Yo, buddy, I need an address for an alumni from like 5 years ago from Mapleton College by the name of Robert Holston."
He tells you he'll get on it and he'll get back to you. It may take him a couple of hours because they're going to have to
Thank
tap a couple of different databases to look for him.
Awesome. Thank you. I head back inside.
When you get back inside, Jay is telling you guys more about some of the intricacies of the database. And he tells you the weirdest part is when I look up the information that I'm pulling, it's not there. It doesn't exist. In fact, I tried to pull up a grade for a student that's in a current class I haven't graded anything for, and it says he has an A in the class already. But when I look in the database, there's no information.
Okay. Hmm. Could you look at it again now, just to see if it's still doing that?
He kind of turns his monitor towards you guys, the desk monitor towards you guys, and he pulls up the thing and he looks up a student. You see him type in a name, and when it comes up, it's a totally different name. And his transcript for the class is an A. See what I mean? You saw me. I typed in a totally different name. How did that come up? It
That's
doesn't
right.
make any sense.
Could I try to access? I have my laptop with me. Could I try to access it from my laptop just to see if a different machine makes a difference?
He tells you it won't make any difference. I tried using the server room console as well, and same thing.
What's the name that pops up?
It's inconsequential.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So dang, it's like see, it's like the what I want to have my character do is something that I don't really think they actually have any way of actually talking him into letting me do.
Yep. While you're thinking, Mar, everybody give me an awareness intuition. There's going to be no modifier on this.
All right.
4.
3.
Woot! I'm actually really good today.
Awareness, intuition. That's
Yep.
will, skill. Oh, okay. I have a decent score in there. I got a 4. So that's like second.
Yeah, you guys are perfectly acceptably, you know exactly what's going on. This guy's authentically, legitimately confused, frustrated, and actually, from the way he's starting to behave, fidgeting and stuff, he seems even a little bit angry.
So I'm going to ask him, how long? When is the first time you've seen this problem come up?
Well, about a year ago. It was really random, though. It only came up a couple of times and then kind of went away. And over the last 3 or 4 months, it's been happening pretty regularly.
Let's see. And now it's something that's just happening so often, it's difficult to make this system work.
Exactly.
This happened 3 months ago?
Do what?
How long ago did this start happening?
About a year.
Okay.
Jay looks at you guys and says, "How about this, guys? I really shouldn't be talking about this in the office with strangers. There's a good steakhouse in town, some of the best handcrafted beer you'll ever have. Why don't we meet there tonight about 7 o'clock? I'll buy you dinner."
Sure, why not?
I'm always up for a steak.
Yep.
Works. And that right there, he stands up and says, "I'm sorry, gentlemen, but I do have to prepare for my next class, but I do look forward to probing this a little deeper, where I can be a little more free to talk about it."
Okay. Yeah, we'll see you later.
Just so many things I want to do. Like, I want to make sure that there's an actual class going on.
If you hang around outside his office, he does leave and go towards the classrooms.
Oh,
With your intuition check, guys, this guy does not seem deceptive.
yeah.
He does not seem like he's lying to you at all. Everything he's telling you is the truth as he perceives it.
Of course, the truth as he perceives it is he doesn't know what the problem is.
Yes, he doesn't know what the problem is, and he's frustrated with it. He wants to get it fixed. He thinks it's simply a technical problem.
And by the way you phrase that, the fact that we got sent here in the first place suggests that it's not actually a technical problem. It's something else.
That's the thinking. You're thinking like a Hoffman agent.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, this is a job for you guys, not for the regular tech support people.
Yes.
Yeah, I wonder if that Halston guy will show up as the other person that has access to the server room or something.
I really shouldn't have read Dark Matter because it's driving me insane now. Because I can't act on anything. But
keep in mind, you're only level 2 character. Give it some time.
I know. No. Like, I can't. I'm trying not to metagame. But
I know.
we do have a lead. So we have that weird book, and we have a name. I did call Jonas, and he's going to follow.
And you have seen the problem for yourselves, so you know that this is not in this guy's head. So this is kind of being crazy or something.
We saw the name showed up, and even though it's inconsequential, I'll punch myself in the face.
Love your character. You punch yourself straight in the face. As you guys exit the office as well, students start kind of coming out of other classrooms as classes end, and they're kind of moving between the halls. And you notice, just like with the kid that you questioned, that these kids seem a little too prim and proper. There's not a lot of horseplay. There's not a lot. It's almost robotic how they move.
That's the problem. Like, okay, I was hoping it'd be something like something that they're interacting with, like maybe with the database is causing the situation, but that's apparently not the case. I originally was going to say, like, before, like, reproducing the thing, since Eddie is pretty useless in this type of situation, and then reproduce it. So if anything bad happens to him, but it seems the professor is not affected. So whatever's happening is happening outside of that, which is bothering me.
Yeah, thinking about like the historical archives, like the university would have like maybe its own newspaper. Maybe we should look back at some of those, especially the ones around Halston's term here.
That is perfect. And you have a time frame for when this started as well, so that would be a good point to start at as well.
Yep. So yeah, I would say we should look at those. So stuff from 5 years ago and stuff from 1 year ago.
So you guys can go back to the library and look at that. You can pull the archives. They're online now, so all you have to do is go. You have to use one of the special computers that are set up for it, but yeah, you can do that. 5 years ago, when Halston is here, there doesn't seem to be anything odd going on at the university when he's a student, but the more you study the archives of the paper, while there's nothing odd going on in the university, it does seem that that's about the time that the university started seeing a turnaround in culture. And it was attributed to the new dean.
Yeah, interesting. Who's the new dean, as in the guy we just talked to, or
No, the new dean of the college? That is Professor Wyatt Hughes.
Wyatt Hughes.
Oh, we should have talked to him.
Sorry, Ashley Cox is the dean. It's the new president, Wyatt Hughes. Sorry, I said dean. I meant president. Wyatt Hughes is getting credited with turning the culture of the university around.
And that was around the time Halston graduated.
Yes. Like, students stopped getting arrested. Students stopped being as rambunctious. There's not as many problems with them. Crime rates around the university, around the college itself, dropped.
Interesting.
However, about a year ago, not too long before the problem starts, there's a report about slipping grades and slipping standards at the university. From an opinion writer. And give her a female name. Let me get a name generator up fast. No, not B name. God, I can't type today. Sorry, I am useless today. Let's give you a wow, Jesus. I don't need a life story. First name, last name, feminine. Blah. Surname can be random. Yada yada yada. Give me a second. I get your name. Her name is Jessica Mack. And she appeared to be, from her byline, appears to have graduated after last year, but she was a major in engineering. And not too long after her article, another article appears with an increase in student grades going up.
Interesting.
Next time I do a random name on this, I need to make sure I say American.
I mean, Jessica Mack sounds close enough.
Well, I had to fudge that because the real name was like Jessica Mack Ab something.
I see.
I just want to double check. You said that 5 years ago, the new dean came around.
Yep.
And he was hailed as turning the thing around. But like close to like a year ago or more than a year ago, grades were slipping, correct?
Yes. And in that, if you guys peruse the article, you read that Wyatt, Professor Hughes, was on the verge of being terminated for the slipping grades and the slipping academic performances. Somebody had to take the fall, kind of thing.
And this is about the same time that the problem started with the things just somehow becoming A's at random.
Yes.
Sounds like a demon.
Yeah, we've got the Key of Solomon reference.
Still waiting for a call from Jonas too. So
when you get the call back from Jonas, you get very unfortunate news. It appears that Robert Halston is dead. But this is where it gets weird. He appears to still be pretty active for being a dead man.
How so?
And his LinkedIn is still active. As in, like, regular posting. And he's been dead for 2 years.
We're going to need your skills, guys.
Yes, we are. And that is a good break point. So we will end there. Give me a second, and then we will end the stream, and we can discuss anything we need to do and handle achievement points and all that. Thank you to anyone who watched. Anyone who watched in the future. This is also a good record for our players. Otherwise, guys, we do hope everyone has fun, and we do hope to see everyone around the game table at some point.